Intro music begins and fades into the background. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something that we all experience but often try to hide. Failure. It's that gut-wrenching feeling when things don't go as planned, when a project collapses, or when a goal seems to slip right through our fingers. It's tough, right? We've all been there. But what if I told you that failure isn't the end of the road? What if it's actually a critical stepping stone on the path to success? Let's get one thing straight, right from the start. Every single person you admire, every successful entrepreneur, every celebrated artist, every top athlete, they have all failed. And not just once. They've failed multiple times, often in spectacular fashion. Think about it. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 different publishers before Harry Potter found a home. Michael Jordan was famously cut from his high school basketball team. These stories aren't just motivational fluff. They reveal a fundamental truth about achievement. Success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about what you do after you fail. So, what is the secret sauce? What separates the people who eventually succeed from those who stay down? It's one word. Resilience. It's the ability to bounce back, to get up after being knocked down. Not justanse, but over and over again. Resilience isn't some magical trait you're born with. It's a skill, a muscle that you can train and strengthen over time. The real difference isn't how hard you fall, but how quickly you get back up, dust yourself off, and say, okay, what's next? The problem is, our natural reaction to failure is often negative. We feel embarrassed, frustrated, or even ashamed. We might start to doubt ourselves, thinking, maybe I'm just not good enough. This internal monologue is destructive. It keeps us stuck in a loop of fear and prevents us from taking risks and growing. We need to reframe how we see failure. Instead of seeing it as a verdict on our abilities, we need to see it as a valuable feedback. It's the world's most honest and direct teacher, telling you exactly what didn't work. It's a signpost, not a stop sign. So, how do we actively build this muscle of resilience? How do we turn failure from a stumbling block into a stepping stone? I want to share 3 practical, actionable steps that you can start using today. These aren't just theories. They are concrete actions that will change your relationship with failure. First, after every setback, big or small, I want you to grab a notebook or open a doc on your computer and write down 3 lessons you learned. This simple act is incredibly powerful. Instead of just dwelling on the negative emotions, you force your brain to switch into analytical mode. Maybe you learned that you need to prepare more thoroughly. Maybe you learned that a particular strategy isn't effective. Or maybe you learned that you need to ask for help sooner. For example, let's say you launched a small online business and it didn't get any sales. Lesson 1 could be, I need to do more market research to understand my target audience. Lesson 2, my marketing message wasn't clear enough. And lesson 3, I need to build an email list before I launch next time. See, you've just transformed a failure into a priceless consulting session with reality. You now have a concrete action plan for your next attempt. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about extracting wisdom. The second action step is to always have backup plans. Life is unpredictable. The Stoic philosophers called this premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. It sounds grim, but it's actually a brilliant strategy for resilience. Before you embark on an important project, take a few minutes to think about what could go wrong. What are the potential obstacles? What are the worst-case scenarios? Then, for each one, brainstorm a backup plan. A plan B, a plan C, even a plan D. If you're relying on one client for all your income, what's your plan if you lose that client? If you're launching a product and the launch fails, what's your next move? Having these backup plans in place does 2 things. First, it reduces the fear and anxiety associated with taking risks, because you know you have a safety net. You're not walking a tightrope without one. Second, if something does go wrong, you don't panic. You're not frozen in shock because you've already considered this possibility. You can pivot quickly and calmly, transitioning to your backup plan without losing momentum or morale. It's like being a chess master who thinks several moves ahead. You're prepared for whatever your opponent or life throws at you. And that brings me to the third, and perhaps most important, action step. Be kind to yourself. This is the one we struggle with the most. We are often our own harshest critics. After a failure, we beat ourselves up with negative self. I'm so stupid. I always mess things up. I should have known better. This inner critic is not your friend. It doesn't motivate you. It paralyzes you. You need to treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding that you would offer a good friend who is going through a tough time. Would you tell your friend they're a total failure? Of course not. You'd tell them it's okay, that everyone makes mistakes, and that they'll get through it. You need to become your own best friend in these moments. Acknowledge the disappointment. Allow yourself to feel it, but don't let it define you. Remind yourself that improvement takes time. Learning is a process, and that process is messy. It's not a straight line up. It's a series of peaks and valleys. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once a disaster. Give yourself permission to be a work in progress. Celebrate the small wins along the way and recognize that the effort itself is a form of success. True self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It is about giving yourself the emotional support you need to get back on the hook and try again. Let's recap these 3 powerful actions. 1. After every failure, write down 3 lessons learned. Turn pain into a plan. 2. Create backup plans for tough times. Prepare for storms so you can navigate them without sinking. And 3. Be kind to yourself. Practice self-compassion because improvement is a marathon, not a sprint. These aren't just nice ideas. They are the building blocks of a resilient mindset. When you consistently practice these steps, you will fundamentally change how you approach challenges. Fear will lose its grip on you. Failure will become your teacher, not your judge. You'll start to see obstacles as opportunities to get stronger, smarter, and more capable. Think of your life as an experiment. In science, a failed experiment isn't a failure in the negative sense. It's just data. It tells the scientists what doesn't work, which is just as valuable as knowing what does. It brings them one step closer to a breakthrough. Your life is your laboratory. Every attempt, every project, every goal you pursue is an experiment. Some will work, and some won't. And that's perfectly okay. The only true failure is the experiment you were too afraid to run. The only true failure is giving up. As long as you are learning, as long as you are adapting, as long as you are getting back up, you are not failing. You are growing. You are on the path. So I want to leave you with this thought. The next time you face a setback, I want you to pause. Take a deep breath, and instead of letting that inner critic take over, I want you to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Take out your notebook. Write down those 3 lessons. Review your backup plans. And most importantly, say to yourself, it's okay. This is part of the process. I am resilient, and I will try again. Because your greatest successes are often waiting for you just on the other side of your biggest failures. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I truly hope this has been helpful. If you got any value from this video, I'd be so grateful if you had to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content on growth and mindset. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What S1 lesson failure has taught you? Sharing our stories helps us all grow together. Until next time, be resilient, be kind to yourself, and keep moving forward. See you soon.